Today we're talking about some fun stuff. We're going to be talking about multimedia apps and how to pretty much navigate through our desktop apps. Some cool stuff for photos, and also just kind of run through all of our multimedia apps and some kind of good use cases. So we're taking a look at our agenda. We'll be talking about how to automatically synchronize your photos and videos from your phone or mobile devices. Then we'll get into a 3-2-1 backup strategy for your photos and videos. Part 2, we'll be talking about how to manage and organize and stream all of your personal media using QNAP's desktop apps. We'll get into a little bit of Photostation, some kind of in-depth use features on it, some features that we haven't really discussed. Actually, we haven't discussed before, and some we think you'll find it pretty cool. So we'll talk about Photostation, and we'll get into Video Station. Then we're going to have a quick Q&A at 10:45. We'll dive into how to consolidate and manage all of your multimedia apps and settings using the Multimedia Console, which is our desktop app. And also, then we'll dive into QuMagie, which is our AI powered app. I am tongue-tied today. It's an AI-powered app for photos. It does photo recognition, facial recognition. Also, it also categorizes your photos by location, and we'll dive into that and how to navigate around that. So, without further ado, we're going to get into how to automatically sync your photos and videos from your phones with the mobile app.
Let me share the screen.
Sure. All right.
All right. So before we continue, this is an iPad that we have connected to this workshop. So we're gonna screen share the iPad through the workshop, and this feature set should remain the same for iPhones. It's the same application, which we call it the Q file, and the same application should be available for Android. Just it's the same exact steps that you're going to be following on all different devices. So the iPad is again just a tablet, but it's the same configuration that Eric is going to show you will remain the same for our Android phones as well as for Apple iPhones as well. So
yeah, it's the same configuration for both here. So first and foremost, what we'll do, we'll click on, we'll search for our NAS. So when you download, not popping up there. Let's see a little more time. So when you download the QFile app on your network, when you're within your network, the first step it'll ask you to do is to look for your NAS. So let's see, we found it. Let's see here.
Just basically adding a NAS for now. So if it's a new device, it's going to be the first thing you'll be doing is to add a device. And then once you add the device, you're going to be logging into it.
All right, so this is the mobile version of this is the QFile app. This is the mobile version of FileStation. So first thing you would do is go to your settings. So if you're familiar with QFile before, when you would want to do an automatic backup or automatic sync from your mobile devices, it was just pretty. It was a pretty. You didn't have as much features or as much control of where to put your data. It was just pretty much a tab. You would look for a folder and it would just synchronize everything in bulk. It would just, it would do file by file, and you didn't have too much control over that. Everything would just back up to your NAS, and then from there you would need to sort it out on your own. But now there's some really cool features here that allow you to categorize things and filter out your files as well, and it gives you more control of where you want things. Also, you can take out duplicated files and do so much more. So first thing we'll do.
Exactly, and then what we're trying to do right here is to show you how to set up a synchronization of your photos and videos. So when you're traveling or when you're taking new photos and videos, you want to make sure that's backed up right to your NAS. So if you're using especially when you're using Apple iPhone, iCloud, or Google Photos to do an auto backup, you have to pay a monthly fee for them, right? It could be tens of dollars, hundreds of dollars, depending upon how much space you're going to be using. And photos and videos nowadays, they have 4K files, we have 4K videos. Those are large files. Yeah, those adds up. So, and if you don't have, if you're relying on cloud, let's say, I think example is $10 a month is for Google Photos that gives you 1 terabyte of data. That 1 terabyte is going to be used up so fast because the 4K video files are much larger, and then also similar for high resolution photos. And usually people don't take one or single photos, right? You take a bunch of photos. You want to make sure you have at least some good captures of the same image. So you end up taking 5 or 6 or 10 photos of the same thing. And then if you're traveling, that adds up a lot. And then 1 terabyte is going to be used up so easily. Now, if you have a QNAP NAS with a bunch of 2, 4, 10 terabyte hard drives, which are very economical in today's market, you can actually use or take an advantage of that. So when you're traveling, you can actually use QFile to automatically back up everything you take. All your new photos, videos that you take automatically gets backed up to your QNAP NAS. So you don't have to worry about, did my photos back up or not? The QFile will automatically back up. And also what happens is that when you run out of space on your iPhone or Android phone, that could be the iPhone, I think now base size is 100 to 120 gigabytes.
Right.
So if you're doing a 10-day vacation, that 120 gigabytes you use something like that. Yeah. So with QFile, you can make sure that you're backed up. Once you know that you're backed up, you can also share them to your family and friends. You can, if you're traveling your hotel room or your Airbnb and you have a TV that can stream, you can also stream them or show them on your TV. Right. And also the major feature is, once you know that your photos are backed up, you can delete it from your phone and your photos are safe on your QNAP NAS, and then you can free up space on your phone. So that is a great feature that QNAP QFile offers. So, and what we're going to show you today is how to set up an automatic backup. There are a few steps that people do not know or miss when doing an auto backup using QFile, and there are some hidden features or hidden settings that you need to make sure you enable on, especially when you're using it for an iPhone, because what happens, iPhone keeps closing applications if you don't have the app open. So if QFile is minimized, it's gonna eventually it will stop, right? It will stop automatic backup. And this is what we've heard a lot of customers saying, that, oh, my files didn't back up. I have to reopen the application to back up. Now there is some settings that you can do that it can do in the background, then it doesn't close. So we're gonna go through that today. Also, we're gonna go back and then we're gonna go to auto upload setting right here. Oh. So this is the setting. So obviously you're gonna do camera roll, right? So this is camera roll is where you're gonna be setting up your automatic backup. So.
All right. So here you would pick up, select. Oops. Well, let me start over here. So set up now. I jumped a step there. So here you would pick your destination folder here. So we'll pick multimedia, pick pictures, and we'll just, let's see, we can create a folder if you have an existing folder. We'll just do, for the sake of the demo, we'll just do demo auto upload. Oops. We'll just do auto upload. Yeah.
Small keyboard.
All right. So we got our destination folder, demo auto upload, and set location. So now you have your location set. So from here, you can set all of your upload rules. So you can just kind of go down the menu here. So we'll do upload rules. So first rule, you can do scan and upload. So what it does, it scans all of your content and it uploads the files that are found in the destination folder. So you don't have any it would just upload any new files. So anything that's already set in your destination folder, it would skip those files.
Exactly, and this is what you're going to be using if you have if you did do this particular setup before and you replaced an iPhone or something happened or you deleted an app, you have to reinstall the application, and you don't want to upload everything again, right? So you can do a scan and upload. What QNAP will do is QFile will look at your destination folder, which we selected as multimedia and auto upload demo. And then it will look at, oh, we already have these many photos and videos already uploaded, so I don't have to re-upload them from your iPhone. So they'll only do the newly taken pictures and videos that, right, or the ones that are missing. So if you have, let's say if you did reinstall the application 10 days ago and you have taken a lot of pictures within that 10 days, but you installing the application, you're setting up the auto upload today, QNAP will look at, oh, there are a lot of pictures and videos and pictures missing from the last 10 days, and it will start uploading those. So it's a great feature that we introduced that you can do as well.
Right. And then you also have the option to upload all. If you want to just upload all of your folder, all of your photos, you just want to have, you just want that peace of mind to have an extra copy. Some folks like to have duplicates of stuff. You have that option as well. And upload from here, you can choose a date, a predetermined date of when you want, how far you want to go back. Say, I just want to upload photos from last week or last month. Here you can set the date. You can also set a future date as well. Say you want to upload photos starting next week from everything. Say, you're gonna go on a trip and you want to make sure that you have your photos automatically uploaded. You can do that here as well. So for the sake of the demo, we'll just do scan and upload. So we'll just leave that setting as that. Here you can use the original file name, or you can automatically rename your files as well. Duplicate file name, here you can either skip or rename. You could set your rules there. Live photo, which is a pretty cool little feature. So with as you know, for Apple users, you have your live photos. Those are great photos. It's a small video clip basically, but it takes up space. If you just want to upload the photo of it, the JPEG of it, you can have that option. Or if you want to do both photo and video, it'll give you that option as well. We got HEIC file uploaded here. So you can also pick if you want a JPEG, if you want HEIC, or if you want to have both formats. You can choose that here as well. So you got your upload settings here. So you can upload using your cellular data if you want to just you don't mind. You have strong connection, or you just want to have a constant upload using your cellular data. Here you can do that as well. If you want to use your cellular data for your videos as well, you can choose that option. So what Deval was talking about earlier was the background uploading option. So if you want to make sure before, if you didn't have the app open on, I am an Apple user, so if you didn't have that app open when you're backing up your photos using your iPhone, it would cut off. And we had a lot of some customer complaints. We've listened to you. We've addressed that issue, and now we have that option where you can apply the background uploading.
Yeah. So with background uploading, there's what QFile does is that QFile will rely on your phone's GPS data, and as soon as if the GPS data is constant, if there's a detection of movement in your GPS data, QNAP will keep your app open, or Apple will allow the QFile to be open, and it will keep uploading that information. So this is one of the two settings that you need to do to make sure your background uploading is on. So the first thing you need to make sure you come here and enable background uploading, right? Once you have done that, this is a message you get. The QFile resumes uploading if it detects changes in your device's location. So when you're taking a picture and you move your phone around a few feet, the Apple again updates GPS coordination that allows the QFile to then start uploading the video or photo what you've taken. But it needs to have some GPS. It has to have some movement. The phone has to have some movement for the QFile to upload. If the phone is stationary, what happens is that Apple will then close the application, or won't allow the application to run in the background. But again, as soon as you move around, it will start using the GPS location, and it will start uploading the data again automatically. Okay, so this is one of the first settings you need to do. So once you hit apply, again, that's one of the settings. The other settings you need to do is under your settings, your phone's settings page. You need to go to the privacy. One second. There we go. Privacy, and then location services. And you need to first make sure location services are on, and then for your QFile application, you have to make sure you change it to always. What this allows you to do is QFile will be allowed to use your location data always, so it doesn't, and then not just while the app is open, but also when running the background. So what QFile does is, again, it's not using a location for anything other than making sure Apple does not close the application. Again, it does not upload location data to our servers. Again, the QNAP QFile opens a direct connection from your NAS to your QNAP, from your phone to your QNAP NAS. It doesn't go through our servers, doesn't use our servers. If you're using port forwarding on your router, it opens a direct connection from your phone to your router. So the location services that QNAP file uses is only for making sure that the Apple does not close or foreclose the application in the background. And as soon as the Q file detects a GPS changes, it will be able to automatically upload data. So again, this is the second step that a lot of users miss, and this is just why you have to keep opening the app to make sure to resume uploading. So make sure you have changes to always. Again, this is a great tip. So make sure you changes to always, and you don't have to put precise location. If you want to disable precise location, that is fine as well. Just change it to always, and then the QNAP will be allowed to do uploading in the background, even when the Q file is minimized. Don't foreclose this. Just minimize the application. To minimize, just basically pushing it up and then just going in the background. And this again, I think I have a question about Android. It's similar settings. The look and feel is a little different, but it actually has a similar setup as well. So you should be able to find similar setup in your Android phone as well. And then you should be able to do that as well in Android phone. And also same settings and you need to do on the Android phone. On the Google services, you have to, under location data, you have to make sure you change it to always, or similar to what you find here, and it will do that as well. So again, using cellular data, again, you have to make sure. So if you want to make sure QFile uses cellular data, then you're gonna have to enable that. Now, just remember, when you're roaming, especially when you're doing international traveling, location data, if you do enable this feature, it's going to use up a lot of data and rack up a lot of minutes, or I think a lot of costs uploading the data. And we also listed one more feature that we had regarding this is uploading videos on cellular. So we now have two different settings. It's actually it's a little confusing, but it's actually what when you disable uploading, use cellular data for uploading videos, it will just don't do uploading on videos. It only does it on Wi-Fi, and when you use cellular data only, it does photo upload. So we put in the feature request where it says photos and videos, but right now if you use cellular data by itself and you disable videos, it will just do photos.
It's photos.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, then just confirm.
Okay. Just last option is it still has upload when charging as well. So you can also set it so when you're just charging your phone, so you don't use up all your battery, you can set it to upload when charging only. So once you have all your settings you done, you just confirm. And we're locked in there.
And it will start doing automatic uploading. So right now in the background task, you see automatically uploading. It's automatically uploading already right now, and it'll start, and it's calculating right now. It's already done 14 files already, almost 700 files. I'm going to disable the auto upload feature so we don't bog down the network right now. So you can just disable it, just going by camera roll, and it'll stop uploading automatically. So background test again, it's all done. It won't upload anymore. So again, that's a great feature that QFile has. So, and then this is how you're going to do to auto uploading.
Awesome. So yeah, as you can see, there's been a few different some add-on features to the auto upload, which makes it gives you a little more control of how you upload your data and where to put your files as well. Let's see, we've got another question here from John. For your webinars for Windows 10, do you have to install QuMagie? There's an option for joining via browser.
Via browser. When you click on the link, it should have two different options where you join the meeting and there's a join via browser. Right, I have a laptop just as a test to make sure everything is working, and that is join via a browser. I just clicked on the link at the bottom, and it will just use the browser.
Awesome. All right. So that covers how to automatically back up. Now we'll get into how to implement the 3-2-1 backup strategy.
Yes. All right. So for 3-2-1 backup strategy, what we recommend is a hybrid backups. So we talk a lot about hybrid backups, right? It's an application that does a lot for a lot of different users. But hybrid backups thing, again, I want to talk about it today again specifically for achieving a 3-2-1 backup strategy for your photos and videos, right? Very important stuff that you back up to your NAS, and you rely on your NAS to have a backup, right? But we always recommend to have multiple copies of your most important memories, right? You want to make sure you have at least 2 copies of them apart from having it on the NAS, just to make sure that everything is safe. So in case of some disastrous happen, like a fire at your house or wherever the NAS located, or a theft at or somebody steals your NAS, or somebody steals your hard drive, or multiple hard drives that have done that, you want to make sure that it's not the only copy, because once you delete it from the phone, the NAS is the only way to restore, right? But in case of something disaster happening on your NAS, then you lose that important memory. And we have a lot of users that to go through that. Unfortunately, that so the NAS got stolen or NAS got damaged while moving around, and then and they lost a lot of memory. So what Hybrid Backup Sync allows you to do that. We can, and there are multiple ways to back up your data, right? And there's some tips and tricks I can give you today that helps you save money, especially when you're using cloud as a backup option, right? So you can use 2 different methods. Right now, I'm going to open the application Hybrid Backup Sync, and oh, sorry, it's a different NAS I'm going through. So right here, I have I'm a home NAS that has all my photos and videos from almost 20 years that I've taken on my NAS, and all of them are stored in my QNAP NAS within a folder.
You definitely don't want to lose those.
Exactly. It's called personal, and it's about 500 gigabytes of data, and you can see almost 99,000 files. Over 99,000 files. So those are all my photos, videos for the last 20 years. I want to make sure that not only it has it on my NAS, but I want to make sure I have multiple copies of it. So what I've done is that I have another smaller NAS that just is storing my data. It's stored in my workplace, so it's just storing that data. So what I've done is I've done a backup job that is going to that NAS. So it's another copy on another NAS device again, and then if you look at the edit button, it's just going. You're just uploading that data into that NAS device. It's on a schedule running after another job that I've done. So I'm gonna. So that is just everybody knows. You can do a NAS to NAS backup. You can also do NAS to hard drive. So if you don't have another NAS, but you have an external hard drive that has enough space, for me is 500 gigabytes. So if I have a 500 gigabyte hard drive, external hard drive, I can create a job and just connect it to USB port on the back of the NAS or in the front of the NAS, and you can create a backup job right here, new backup job, and then you can select. In my case, it's personal, and once you select the source folder, the destination is also, because it's connected to that same NAS. I'm going to select local NAS, and I'm going to select that. I'm going to select, let's say I don't have an external hard drive, but let's say my public folder is an external hard drive. So it will show up here as an external hard drive, and I can just click OK, and then I can just say it's my 500 gigabytes of data will go from here to here, and then I can run it on a schedule basis. I can do monthly, weekly, periodically, daily as well if you like to, and it does incremental. So it's not going to back up every time the whole day 500 gigabytes. So let's say you have 500 gigabytes and I go tomorrow to a vacation for 10 days and I come back and I put in 100 gigabytes more, it's going to just back up that new 100 gigabytes. Exactly. So yeah, incremental backup. So you don't have to worry about backing up 500 gigabytes every single time. Versioning, I don't think versioning would be a great feature for this particular thing, because every photo is a new photo. You're not editing the photo. It's not editing a different way, but you're not editing photos on that every single photo, right? So a version is not going to help you much. So you can disable versioning, or don't use versioning on this particular job. For now, I'm going to set up no schedule. For rules, we can set up something called QUDD. So if you have a lot of pictures that you take, you have a lot of duplicate files, you can do duplicate files. What QUDD does is that QUDD will look at your data and will see all your duplicate data, and it's not going to back up all that duplicate data. It's only backing up the original data, and it's going to put that into the external hard drive. So so we recommend using that. It's not harming anything. It's just saving space if you do have duplicate data in that. Nothing else you need to change here. Basically, you can also do client-side encryption. So let's say if you're doing, especially when you're doing this on a cloud, right, and you want to make sure you encrypt your data, right? So you can use client-side encryption, and you ask to enter a password. You're just creating a password on the NAS that you enter. Now this password is when you look at the backup data. So let's say if you look at the external hard drive, you connect it to your computer, you're not going to be able to see that data unless you have to restore that data to look at the data. So and also with encryption, you have to enter the password. So again, this is another step in protecting a NAS, especially with your personal data. You want to make sure you have extreme protection available. So you can use this encryption password, but
make sure you remember your password.
Exactly. So because once you forget it, there's no way to restore this. So we can't restore it for you. There's no backdoor way. It's a 256-bit encryption. So you need a supercomputer type device to to decrypt the data and then access the data. So make sure you save that encrypted password to different location, write it down, make sure, and then so you can restore it. So once you have done that, just hit next. It'll start backing up data on a scheduled basis. So there is another question saying that, can I do a backup job to TR004? Is it much faster than a USB drive? TR004, yes, because it has multiple drives, so it does give you the added advantage of having faster speeds using multiple drives. And also it's a USB 3.0, so it's a better, yeah, you can do it on a TR004. It may give you, depending upon drive you use, it may give you an advantage of having getting better speeds basically.
Right.
So yeah, you can use TR004 for this particular job as well.
And the added security of having another drive too on a TR004, it's rated, so
exactly.
You have that security too.
Exactly. So if you're using a single regular hard drive and the hard drive goes bad, then you lose the data on the external hard drive. But if you have TR004, it does give you that RAID upgrade, right? So if you lose one drive, you have the ability to, the RAID will basically protect you, right? So moving on.
Well, John, I have one quick question. Does the backup do compression? Are there different levels of compression?
Yes, so we have the compression available. So especially when you take raw photos, compression is another great feature that you can use. I think it's under advanced, under policies. Wait, let me confirm that right now. I think it's for the sync job. Okay, I'm so sorry. It's available for the sync job. It's not available for the backup job because I'm so sorry. But yeah, backup job automatically compresses the data when it does the backup job. But when you do a sync job, it actually does. There's an option to do synchronize. Give you the option to do basically a compression, and there's different types of compression that you can achieve with the QNAP NAS that you can do. Where's the compression option? I'm so sorry, but I'll get back to you on the compression question. I'm right now stumped at the option. I'm not able to find that, but there's a compression option in HBS3. Again, I'll get back to you on that one. But going back to the backup job. Now, another important question, another important part I want to talk about is cloud backup. Cloud backup allows you to do a backup to a cloud. So your important pictures and videos, again, you have a backup in the NAS, but you also have a backup on my external hard drive. But you can also do a backup job to cloud, and HBS3 allows you to do all of that. You can create a backup job to an external hard drive. You can create another backup job that goes to my cloud as well. Now, when you do cloud, you can actually use services. When you talk about cloud, people the cloud services that come to mind, like Google Drive, OneDrive, those file-based cloud services. But those are great cloud options. But again, they're gonna cost you a little bit more in terms of pricing. Like per month, I think Google Drive charges you, again, I would talk about this right now, but it was like $9.99 per terabyte. Now that gonna $9.99 per month for terabyte, that's a lot of that adds up, right? So but there are services that people forget, that cheaper services options available, especially when you looking at like archival purposes. Now, when you do a backup job to cloud services, right, your purpose of this backup job, in case you're not going to access that data, you're going to access the data on your NAS, right? You're not going to access, in case of, if you want to access, if you want to look at your old photos and videos, you're not going to look at your cloud data. You're going to use your NAS because the data is on the NAS. You're just using a cloud as a backup option. So what you can do is you can use cloud for your archival purposes. So in case of disaster happens, and then you lose something on your NAS, you can go into the cloud and back up the data. But how often will that happen, right? That's a rare case scenario. So what you can do is you can use cloud services to, and I'm sorry, you can use block-based cloud services like Amazon, AWS Glacier. You can use Backblaze B2. Those are services that gives you cloud, like immense storage in a very cheap cost, or any affordable cost. So if you look at, let's look at some pricing examples right here. I think this is S3. Yeah, so right here, the one I'm talking about is S3 Glacier. S3 Glacier gives you the storage for about, like, what? How much is that? With 0.004 cents.
We got 4/10
per gigabyte. So you save a lot per, especially when you're not using a lot of storage. So it's going to give you a lot of storage and a very affordable cost. And then you can use this to store this data into. You can use Amazon Glacier for archival purposes. So this you just keep uploading the data and forget about using that data. Or forget about accessing. You just have a backup of your data also into the cloud. And also, if you look at B2 Backblaze, it's just about 0.005, a fifth of a cent that you're going to be paying per gigabyte to store that much data into the cloud. And then you can use QNAP Hybrid Backup Sync to do a backup of this. So I have a backup of my photos and videos. I just created 2 different jobs because photos are quick, that jobs happen really quickly. I want to make sure. Then there's a video backup. Those jobs run a little bit extensive. I want to make sure my photos are backed up on a different job. So in case of my internet goes down, I at least have my photos backed up, and my video job, I can restart it again if there's an unstable internet connection. So I just segregated my job into photos and videos. It's up to you. You can do that as well, or you can just create one single job to upload everything at the same time. So right here, I have a photo job that is running onto the Amazon Glacier account, and it's on a scheduled basis. I have a schedule that does weekly, and it does it every Monday at 4 in the morning. So I set up this job at 4 in the morning. So my NAS, nobody uses my NAS at 4 in the morning. So everything is, my services are all, hard drives are standby and they're not running. Everything is like that. And also my network is also, nobody's using my network at 4 in the morning. This is my home network. The earliest we get up would be 8 in the morning, and that's when the network. So by that time it should be done, and especially when you're doing incremental backup jobs, right? So my first job took a while to finish, but after that I don't upload that many photos and videos. So it just does it, just runs the job to make sure you have, if you haven't done any uploads, or if you haven't done any changes to that particular folder, that job will run at 4. Within a second it will stop because there was nothing to upload. So you can do that as well. And then on my video, if you look at my video schedule, it actually does. Now the settings remain the same exactly. I've done it's running. There's no versioning, and I have a QUDD that's running right here as well. And here is a compression option. I'm so sorry. So here's the compression option. When you create a backup job and you do compression, so sorry about that. So when you do a new backup job, let's say if I want to do a new backup job to my personal videos, to my another folder on an external hard drive, to my multimedia folder here. Keeps going. So here, under edit, once you create the job, under rules, you do compression, and then you can go. There's different type of compression. You can also do. You can exclude some type of a compressed file. So compression allows you to, if you take a lot of raw pictures, like from Canon DSLRs. Now you can also do raw photos on your iPhone as well with the new iPhone 12 Pro or 12 Pro Max. You can also do raw pictures as well. So it will actually do compression on those pictures as well. You can do ratio compression, low, medium, and high. And it will compress that video. So instead of having like a 10 megabyte or 11 megabyte photo, it can compress that into a smaller size, and it will do compression as well. And you can also limit the file size. Anything lower than 4 kilobytes it won't compress because it's already small enough. you don't need to compress that, so it's already compressing. And you can control that part as well. You can also do you can exclude some type of compression as well. If you don't want to compress if you have some documents in there, you don't want to compress those, so you can just put in that extension, like .txt or .doc, whatever you want, and we'll compress those type of files. It only compress the ones that defines. So you can use those compression as well. So going back to my Amazon Glacier account. So I have an Amazon Glacier account that is doing a backup job onto my Amazon Glacier. As you can see in my shared folder, that my personal folder was about 500 gigabytes. Now, if I look at my monthly storage capacity usage, it's about just $3. That my first, and it's also $3. I have also another backup job that's running, doing other things as well. So but my monthly fee is about, for 500 gigabytes, only $3 now. That's a lot of savings that I can do. Now, if I do this same backup job into a Google Drive or OneDrive, I have to pay $10 a month for 1 terabyte. But it's not using 1 terabyte now. So if you have more than 1 terabyte, you can choose to use those. But for half a terabyte, I'm just paying $3 a month. So that's a great savings. And you can also pick and choose what you want to backup. With hybrid backups, then you can choose if you want to do videos only, you want to do photos only, you want to do videos. If you do photos only, that gives you more savings into your pocket to back up your data into the cloud. Again, that's a great feature that you can use. With Amazon AWS, you just have to create an account and then create a bucket into the Amazon Glacier account. And then once you have done that, Amazon S3 Glacier, and then you create a bucket, or we call it vault. And once you select the region, and then once you create the vault name, you just go back in here, create a new backup job, and then select that personal video file or picture file that you want to do, and then select Amazon Glacier. And then you have to do access key and secret key. So I think it's in the IM that you need to look for that information under IM. I think in the IM. Yeah, so under IAM, you have to create your secret key. So once you create your secret key and your those information onto that, and then you download that information onto your computer, and then you can enter your secret key and access key and secret key, and then you can use that. Once you have entered that information, you can start backing up to that. Amazon Glacier, and you can do that as well. Once you have done that, just select the region. Select the correct region. You can select Ohio, or I think Ohio is cheaper. I think the cheapest option available for Amazon Glacier is Ohio, where it's per gigabyte cost is cheaper. And then you can select the bucket name that you have. And then once you've selected the bucket name, you can also create a new bucket if you want to, which is the vault I was talking about. Once you've selected that, just select the destination, just select that bucket that you selected, and then enter, and then just run on a schedule basis if you like to as well. And so I have 2 jobs. One is for photos, one is for videos. As I mentioned, you can also do run after. So because I don't want to have multiple jobs going at the same time, so under schedule, you can do this. You can ask the QNAP to run. Once a photo job is finished, it will start doing the video job. So you can also do it on those bases as well. Run after, and you can select photos, so it doesn't do 2 jobs at the same time. Hopefully that gives you more. It gives you great information about this. I have a question from John. It says Microsoft 365 family gives you 6 to 1 terabyte for 10. That's actually a great pricing. So you can actually use. So if you have that great great option, you can actually just do a new backup job and select OneDrive. So here we do have OneDrive here. OneDrive and OneDrive for business. You can select that. You can choose that 1 terabyte of your cloud service that is given you for free from a Microsoft 365, and then you can use that as well. So yeah, that's great. Actually, that's a great cost saving for you. So it gives you 6 terabytes for $10 a month. That's a great option. So yeah, just select 1 terabyte and it'll just select OneDrive, and you can do the backup job. All right, that's HBA3. Hopefully, we give you some tips and tricks on how to make sure you have a backup job going to an external hard drive as well as to your your NAS or to your cloud services as well.
All right, thank you, Well. All right, folks, that was a whole giant bite of information. Hopefully that we found that handy. Now we're going to get into part 2 of our workshop. We'll talk about how to manage, organize, and stream your personal media files using QNAP's apps, our desktop apps, Music Station, Photostation. We'll get into Video Station. So I will take over from here and let me share my screen. Just 1 second. All right. So first we'll get into photos. Well, we'll do Music Station and we'll do Photostation. So as you know, QNAP, or as you may or may not know, QNAP has some desktop apps that allow you to stream, to manage, and also share your multimedia files. We have our Music Station app, our Photostation app. We also have Video Station. And for everything, we have our File Station. So File Station, of course, that's your kind of go-to file management app for any type of files. But if you want to create, say you want to create photo albums, you want to create music playlists, you can do smart playlists, or you want to create like video streams for your personal, your home videos, we have our station apps. So first we'll get into Music Station. We'll just do a quick rundown of the interface. It's very straightforward app. But there's some cool little hidden features that we've never discussed before that we wanted to share with you. So when you when you click on Music Station, of course, these are not default apps. You would need to download these from our App Center. They're free of charge, of course, but once you download them, you can dive into them and do some really cool things. So just kind of going through. If you have any streaming devices hooked up to your network, you could stream to them. I'm a musical romantic. I still have all my MP3s for years. I have all my music still digitalized that I've had throughout the years. I mean, we have Spotify, we have Apple Music. I mean, there's so many ways to stream your music. But for us music lovers, I mean, there's a lot of rare music that I can't find on Spotify. So I use my NAS to create playlists and stream my stuff all the time. So here you would be able to stream throughout any media players throughout the house. You have your settings key here. If you have, once you have your music players set up, your streaming devices set up, you can do music alarms and play music at a certain time throughout the day. So that gives you a quick interface, a quick look at these icons here. This will be your background test. But what's cool about it, once the desktop app, I mean, you have your random 100s, your recently added, everything will pop up default here. But the management part's pretty cool here. This is where you could create different playlists and smart playlists, and also share your music. So once you upload all your music to your QNAP NAS, everything, and you transfer everything over to Music Station, it's a quick setup. You just pick your files and you transfer them over to your Music Station. You'd have everything set up by, everything broken down by songs, genre, artist. You have your, you could view them as icons, pretty much straightforward stuff up here. You could create your playlist. Smart Playlist is what I wanted to get into. So of course you can just create your playlist. This you would manually drag and drop everything over to your playlist, and of course label it and categorize it. But Smart Playlist is pretty cool. So what you do with Smart Playlist, say you want to, you just want to make a playlist with all, any music, favorite musician. Say you just want to pick Michael Jackson. You click on Michael Jackson, you click create, and it'll automatically make a playlist with everything in your music catalog that has Michael Jackson's name on it. So it'll automatically, say you have, AC/DC, Elvis, the Beatles. You look up whatever musician, whatever artist you want. You just type in what the artist on your Smart Playlist, and it'll pull from all of your music catalog everything from that artist and create a Smart Playlist for you.
And then we have different categories. If you go back to Smart Playlist as well, you don't have to go through artists as well. You can actually, when you create Smart Playlist, if you go down, you can access. Well. So you can create by titles. You can create by artists, as mentioned. You can also create by albums. If you have an album you want to create quick playlist by album, you select enter the album name, and it will create that playlist. It will look at the album information, and it will create a playlist automatically. So you don't have to keep. So if you remember, if you have used Spotify or Apple Music, when you create a playlist, it's all empty, right? So you have to go to each song and then add them, right? You have to click on the three dots and add them. The smart playlist is a feature that gives you the ability to just select create and then just enter the album name. And if the album is available on your QNAP NAS, it will automatically create that playlist. So you can also do it by year, by rating. So different options to create playlists between. So that's another great feature with QNAP NAS.
Right. Yeah, it filters it by year, however you want to filter it, however you want to look it up. Oops. So once we have, all right. Sorry, I closed that down. So we have the smart playlist. Also, we have our shared center. So you can, of course, you can share your playlist here on your shared center. It would show if you have any files that you shared, any playlists that you shared. You have the control here. Say you want to share it with family or friends.
So go to smart playlist, and then.
We'll do that. Oops.
No, just share on the top. No, go back to Michael Jackson. Select that. No. Just select it and then go on the top right. Right here. The icon. Right. Yeah, that one. And then you can publish this. You can create a link load. So let's create a link code. So this creates a link for that particular playlist. And you can select the domain. Just change the domain to for now. You can just use URL, and then you can select LAN IP for now. So and then you can also password protect it if you wanted to. You can also expand the link to certain days and time, if you wanted to. Right. So we're not going to do password protection, and then just select and then create, and it will give you this particular link, right? So copy the link.
Copy and paste it.
Just copy it. So and then you can just paste it, and you can provide this to anyone, and then just open up a new tab, and then just copy this, and they will see this type of playlist, and they can start playing songs directly from the browser, from your music that you uploaded on your NAS. You can just share them to your friends and families so they can listen to the same music that you wanted to. So if you go back to the NAS and if you go to shared center, let's say if they finish listening to the song and you want to stop it, you just click on it. You can extend days if you like to, or just you can just delete the link. Go back. And then just right click and delete the link, and this will delete, and they will no longer have access to that particular playlist. So that's another great feature that QNAP provides. Just click delete, and it will start deleting the link. So that's it for QNAP. So if you go to settings, you get three dots in the top right corner, and then go to settings. Under settings, you want to add your music, where your music files are. So in the add music folder, just select the folder that is on the QNAP that has all your music. It was under the music folder. I created them as special. So I would like to segregate my music, movies, TV shows in different folders, so I can easily control them here as well. So here it's only my music that's going to show up. So and then you can also go access permission if you want to give permission to other users as well. They can play through Bluetooth. They can play through other media services as well, and miscellaneous. This gives you information just where you want to. If you upload music, you can also upload music directly from Music Station, and where this allows you to select where the music goes. So just select that same folder, and it will go to that folder directly.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, so let's set up process for Music Station there. So we have Music Station. We also have looks like we have some questions. What are some good media players, especially videos, that can connect to a TV and network for source video files?
We have Video Station. If you're talking about the HDMI on the QNAP NAS, we have Video Station player on the QNAP NAS App Center, and you can use that to actually look at your videos, music, and photos through the HDMI connected to the NAS directly. And they can also access. You can also use the remote if you purchase additional remote. You can use that as well. Using Music Station. We go to App Center. We call it an HD station, which is just another name for the HDMI player. So skip this and then no, close this. Yeah. And then go to HD hybrid desk station on the left. On the extreme left. Yeah. And then
Essentials. It's not in the
Oh, I don't have an HD Station installed, I think. So I agree. No, yeah. So HD Station, I agree. Okay. This will install HD Station application. Go to all apps. And here are the all applications that is available for the HDMI. So you can install Photostation to access your files. You can install a browser, so you can open up a browser on the QNAP NAS. If you scroll down, you can have Music Station, Photostation, Video Station. Though local means the local HDMI port, and then you can use those applications to look at your videos and music and so on and so forth. And for different applications, like for Roku, we have QNAP applications available. So you can install those. You can also use those as well. Okay, let me close this one. So that's for your local HDMI. So let's look at Photostation next.
All right. So Photostation, there's been some cool little improvements to it as well. If you're familiar with it, if you're not, we'll dive into it here. Again, just a quick overview of the tabs here. So we have our background tasks, refresh. Here we can your select mode. But here, when you open Photostation, it'll just pop up a gallery of all of your photos. But the management part, you just click on Manage. And here you can, so here's your selection. Here's where you can import photos. You can change your background color, it's not really important. But you can also add your timeline here. So you can search your photos by timeline. You just scroll up and down. You can also sort, and also it'll sort as folders on your timeline.
Yeah.
So, and we can also filter by photos and videos here. Here on your album, you can create photo albums just by clicking on Create Albums here. We have the QPhoto the QPhoto mobile app. So I don't have any photos uploaded from QPhoto, but just to give you a quick rundown here, if you have the mobile app, you have options to take burst photos or timeline photos, and you can do the auto upload. It'll automatically upload from the QPhoto, the mobile app to Photostation. So here you would be able to see your photos here. So if you have a QNAP NAS and you have currently have a QNAP NAS, I invite you to download the QPhoto, and you can play around with that. But what's cool about Photostation as well, because of QuMagie, which we'll get into in just a bit, that's the AI-powered photo management app. You can also now do facial recognition on Photostation. So you have photos here broken down by person. Photos of my dad here. You can look through photos, and also everything's broken down by person. They don't have geotags or location on Photostation though, right? Just
not here. So
yeah,
the tag just gives you information about people. So it will recognize all the people, and then you can name those the people. And once you name those, all the pictures that have those people in them will be created in their own folder type way. So you can click on that person, and you can see all the photos for that particular people. Now, if you upload new pictures and you haven't named them, you can go under suggested tabs on the left, and this is where unknown people would be showing up here. So you can click on add a name. So if you have a person that this person, you want to name him, you can either select it because the way Photostation works, it will guess the person that it has. So if it's my photo, and if I have different angles of my face, it will try to guess my name. But if it doesn't, so it will show up here as my photo as well. You can just add that. You can add that particular photo to my name, or you can add a new person in there. So if you click add name, you can add a new person, or you can select an existing person if it's the same person that the Photostation detected as a new picture. So that's another great feature that QNAP has with the QNAP Shared Center. Again, Shared Center is you can share albums and photos. So if you go to create album, you can create a regular album, and you can manually add them to, and then you can add certain photos to that album. And then, or you can create smart albums. Go to smart albums, and then you can add search criteria. This is where I get similar to Music Station. Go to add criteria at the bottom. No, not so bad. Add criteria, and then select some certain criteria. And you have certain criteria, so you will create certain pictures by certain time period, certain tags, certain dimensions. And you can also do by camera brand. So if you take a lot of pictures from Canon and you want to create an album just for the Canon photos, you can also do that as well. And then also you have different camera brands as well. You have Apple's photos or Google Photos. So you have a lot of granular control when you're creating a smart albums, and it will create automatically. You don't have to manually add them. Just like Music Station, about very simple way to add or create albums directly. Another tip that I want to give you is, let's say if you already have 6 photos that are segregated by people. Oh, sorry. If you're like me and you like to create new folders directly, I think your resolution is quite low. So, oops. Yeah. So if you're like me and you create new folders for every new vacation or every time you take a new album, and you already have that segregated in your NAS, and you want to create a new album from that particular folder. Another great feature that we have is under folder. You go to folder, and then go to multimedia, and go to pictures. And let's say if we want to create folders from Universal Studios, a whole album of Universal Studios. So go to right click on the Universal Studios, and then create a new album. So all the pictures that are create new album, the regular album, yeah. So and all the pictures within the Universal Studios photos will automatically be added inside that particular album. So you don't have to create smart albums. You don't have to manually add them, or you have to go inside the Universal Studios folder, manually add them. Just right click on the folder directly and then just create album. To add folders, you have to go to the 3 dots in the top right corner and click on settings, and then you can add new folders. If you store more photos in different places in the QNAP NAS, you can add them as well. So just cancel here. So that is it for Photostation. We do have a lot more to talk about using for Photostation, especially, but that's within the QuMagie section of our workshop. Right. So just hang tight for that.
We'll get into that demo at the end. QuMagie is what does the AI recognition for QPhoto. So we'll dive into that in just a bit.
All right. So let me share my screen for the last part of the demo is for Video Station. Right. So Video Station is another application that QNAP provides, and this application is a great application that you can use for your personal media, as well as if you have a lot of TV shows and movies that you store on your QNAP NAS. So it segregates by different categories, or there's already predefined categories like karaoke and categorize your home videos, your personal videos, music videos, movies, and TV shows. We go to movies and we'll look at the movie information. Now the great feature for this particular section is that QNAP will look at IMDb data and then look at, so if you have a movie that's right here, I have a Hunger Games, right? I haven't added any kind of information on my QNAP NAS. All this information that about cast, the ratings, the category like action, adventure, all information, I did not have to enter that automatically. I just put in the movie file in there. QNAP went out and looked into IMDb data, and then downloaded the poster for that particular movie and also all this information, so you can easily get that information. If you think that it has the wrong information, you can edit that, and you can also search according to the title. And then let's say if you picked up the wrong title, you can search for the correct title, and once it finds that information, you can just enter that, select that, and apply, and it will apply that information into that particular movie file. And it will select that information. You can look at the reference file. It will go directly to the IMDb database, and we'll pull up that information. So if you want more information about that movie, you can look up here as well. And that is done for all the movies that you upload that automatically into the QNAP. It's just like Plex. If you use Plex, how Plex does is similar to that as well. So it will automatically upload that information into the QNAP itself. You can, when you start playing back movie files, it will start playing back movie files. You can do I'm gonna pause it here, but you can also do subtitles as well. You can import subtitles from NAS or PC if you have an SRT file. So it's .srt for subtitles. You can upload that information directly from your computer, and you can start looking at subtitles, or you can also search subtitles. Now, for this particular feature, you need to have an open subtitle account. So if you look at you can create an account right here. You just have to create a new subtitle account or open subtitle account. Once you have done that, just enter the username password for that subtitle account into. I'm gonna stop this right here. So go back here under settings. Again, under search subtitles, make sure you put in the username password of your open subtitle account. Once you've entered that information, it will start and then it will start searching for the subtitles for that particular movie. So that's another great feature with Video Station that the QNAP has. Another feature that QNAP has is playback speed. So you can playback speed where you can fast forward or play back at a faster speed. You can also, if you have different if you do have different soundtracks, so if you have English, Spanish, or German, different soundtracks that a movie file has, you can select which title, which audio you want to play back. You can also do on-the-fly transcoding. This is a great feature that QNAP has that allows you to do is, like, let's say if you're traveling in a hotel room and you don't have a great Wi-Fi connection, but you still want to watch something, right? You want to watch this movie, you can play back at a lower quality. QNAP will automatically start converting the video live, and you can start playing back the video, even though that particular video, even though that movie is like a 4K or 8K video file. So you actually can do live transcoding as well. Onto that, you can also share this to a network media player. So I have an Office TV, which is basically my Chromecast. So if you have a Chromecast that is on your network, you can just click on here and click on the Office TV, and it will start broadcasting the video onto the Chromecast, and you can start playing back video on. So we'll start playing back video on here. It will start playing back on the Chromecast, and you can control your playback still from your computer, from your video station. So another great feature that QNAP has. This is for you can do full screen as well, right? Like right here. Going back to video station, that's for movie. Similar for TV shows, you can also do that as well. You can also do TV shows as well. Again, something I've so you can also search for TV show for IMDb data as well. You can also change poster. You can upload URL. So let's say this is Fresh Off the Boat. So you can look up Fresh Off the Boat poster file, and you want to have that poster. You can click on that poster file, and I think you can just right click here. No, right click and then copy image address. Once you copy that image address, you can import that right here. And it will upload that information into it will download and upload that poster for that particular TV show. And when you look at the look up the TV shows, it will segregate that information by episodes and also by seasons. So you have season 1 right here, season 2 right here. This is all done automatically. I haven't done anything, just uploaded the videos onto my QNAP NAS, and it's all being done automatically by QNAP NAS. If you have similar to music videos, if you have home videos, if you have your personal videos, you can also do that as well. You can have shared videos, which is all your videos. You can share them right here. You can rate them. You can go information. You can play them. You have video collection. You can do your own collection. This is basically just albums or playlists for your video collection. You can also do smart collection. Where you do smart collection, you can do by category. You can do by rating. You can do by tagging. You can do by resolution. You can create a whole smart playlist of 4K resolution if you like to, or 1080p right now. So I don't have a 4K file, that's why I don't have that. You can also do by resolution. You can also share your data to your different users, and then it will show up right here. Now, so that's your video station. Now, a quick note about transcoding. So you do have, the QNAP does provide you with transcoding features within the QNAP NAS, but for the free transcoding feature, for H.264 and regular video files, QNAP can do transcoding by itself. But for high efficiency, so I think Eric was mentioning or showing that before in the Q file, right? The HEIC or HEIV files, which is a high efficiency file on Apple, and also H.265 files format. Those file formats are not automatically be transcoded by QNAP NAS because you need license for that. So QNAP doesn't charge for licensing. Actually, the H.265 the codec file itself is a license-based codec file. So you need to purchase a license for that. So before we never had that features for H.264 for high efficiency files. The QNAP just couldn't play back or couldn't do transcoding. But with our new licensing, we have outsourced this to KN, a company that allows you to provide licensing for use. So for those high efficiency files. So if you look at software.qnap.com, so you have the KN media sign, so you can purchase licensing for it right now. This allows you to do is you can also do HEIF files, HEVC files, H.65 files. You need to purchase licensing for that. It's a one-time fee. There's no subscription base. You're just purchasing the H.65 licensing code, and you can, once you purchase that, you add that into your QNAP NAS and license center, and this is under license center. And then once you enable this feature, anything you upload or high efficiency file that you upload from Apple devices, or if you have any H.265 files, QNAP can create thumbnails for that files. Also, it can play back the files as well. So you can download this, and then you can also download the KN media player that we have available on our App Center, and you can start playing back those files if you have the licensing available as well. And also, it can do transcoding for you for your H.265 file format. Hopefully that gives you more information about the video station application on your QNAP NAS. And then so that is it for Video Station. If you look at the settings, you can you have these categories. You can also create your own categories if you like to. And then and once you create your own category, you can you can create by types. So if you have, I also do Hollywood movies or Bollywood movies. I watch Bollywood movies. I can create a new Bollywood movie section for myself. I can create a new Hollywood movie, and they're all movie types again. So it's all movie type. Or if you have your own personal videos, you can select general. It just, when you select general, it just doesn't look for IMDb data. Basically, when you select categories type as movies or TV shows, it will look at IMDb. It will try to look at IMDb data for those particular movie files. So again, those are great features that you can do. Search subtitle information privilege just gives you information about if you have different users, are they allowed to transcode videos? Are they allowed to broadcast to your Chromecast? So if you have a Chromecast and if you have a lot of users at your home or in your office, you don't want everybody to just randomly start broadcasting into your Chromecast, right? If it's a different type of content, you don't want to make sure everybody look at those contents. You can stop them to do media player, network media players. If you uncheck them, only you and you only can are allowed to broadcast to your Chromecast. Nobody else can broadcast to your Chromecast. A great feature that a lot of other companies don't provide is to stop, because that's a great feature, right? If you have a lot of people that can do broadcast anything to your Chromecast.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right? So again, those features, you can disable them as well. Again, where you want to upload your photos and videos, if you have panoramic view videos, you can also do that as well. Automatically search subtitles if you have an open subtitle account, or automatically download subtitles for you so you can start playing back, or don't have to search for it as well. Okay, so
John had a question here. Is there any integration with Adobe Lightroom or Photoshop and Photoshop?
I would need more information about what kind of integration we're looking for. But you can upload those edited data from those applications onto your QNAP NAS. But if you're talking about online editing, we already had a workshop before, but about editing. We're also going to have a workshop next month for editing purposes, which will cover something like that. But yeah, you can edit off of the NAS if you're looking for that. Yeah.
Also, another question. It seems that PC and Mac computer connected to a flat screen is the most functional way to play videos stored on your home network, QNAP NAS, etc. What are other device options instead of PC or Mac?
So we have we have a lot of NAS comes with HDMI port. You can connect that to your TV and TVs. TVs or monitors, and you can use the remote, or you can use the mouse and keyboard connected to your USB port on your NAS, and you can start playing back directly on your TVs. We do have applications available for as I mentioned, Roku and other media services, and you can also play back directly from there as well. Plex. So Plex, again, is third-party application, may require licensing, but these are free application, or free to use application. So you can still use our applications available for your TVs and monitors, and you can do that as well. Hopefully that answers your question. There was another question about will the provided names be synchronized between Photostation and QuMagie? It's the same. It's actually the same photos that QuMagie looks at. So when you look at the Photostation, I mean, QuMagie is the same exact photos. It's just we have a new application dedicated for AI, which we're gonna go through towards the end of the presentation today.
All right, we'll open it up for Q&A for the next couple of minutes. If anybody has any other questions, you can unmute yourself and ask a question, or you can type it in our chat, and we'll answer your question.
Yeah, we love to hear your voices as well. So if you have any questions, you just unmute yourself and then ask questions that you want to ask, and then we will be able to help you, happily be able to answer the question.
Can you recommend other devices like Roku? Roku. I mean, I use my Roku. What's the media app on Roku?
I think it's called QNAP Media Player. So
yeah, that's easy.
And then we have QuMedia for Android TVs as well, so you can look up those as well. We have, I think we have a QuMedia application. I think for
it's QuMedia for Roku. For Roku, if you do have a Roku, you can download the QuMedia app. And you just search on the network for your NAS, you log in, and you can stream it. You can access all your videos and all your movies from there.
So yeah, and then I think we also have one for Apple TV as well. It's called QMedia, so you can download those applications available for your iPhone. Sorry, for your TV application. So I think that covers all of these streaming applications, right? And then if you don't have it, you can also use DLNA services, which I'm going to go through next. That allows you to stream it through a TV that doesn't have smart capabilities as well. And DLNA, older TVs allows you to do DLNA streaming. So we'll go through that under our next section. For Chromecast devices, again, you just broadcast using Chromecast. So as I mentioned before, you can just do open Photostation, look at the streaming application, and then just broadcast it to a Chromecast. If you don't want to access, you don't have a computer that you want to always go ahead and log into it, you can always use our app on the QNAP NAS. I'm sorry, QNAP app on your phone, and you can download Photostation or Photostation application on your phone, or Photostation or Music Station, and then there would always be network media streaming option. So on your phone, just staying on your couch and you have a Chromecast connected, just open up the app, click on the Chromecast button, select the Chromecast you want to, and it'll start broadcasting video or music or photos directly to your TV. So for Chromecast, there's no specific application, just use the phone to broadcast.
Right.
Very simple to use again. I love that feature actually. So using an application, just have my phone, everything is right there.
Match the code and blast away.
Yes. Yeah, there will be on a YouTube QNAP TV on a YouTube channel. Also, there will be a follow-up email. Will be
the link on this.
Yeah, we'll have a link on that.
We're both tongue-tied today, man.
A lot of information today.
Yeah, a lot of info.
All right, let's get started. We're actually running quite late.
Yeah, we're a little behind schedule. We're gonna have another Q&A at the end, so we'll get into part 3 right now. So if you have any questions, again, you can chat them, and we'll get to them as we go. Or if you have any questions that you want to ask at the end, we'll have another Q&A. So now we will get into part 3, which we're going to talk about how to understand how to consolidate management of all your multimedia apps and settings using Multimedia Console. So again, we have all these apps. How do you manage them? So Deval, show us a little bit about Multimedia Console.
Sure. So Multimedia Console, again, it's a new application that we have introduced that allows you to combine all these different applications into a single application for controlling them. It's not opening the applications, just controlling them, what applications can see, what they can do, the capabilities of the application. So you can install, so that is a pre-installed application as soon as you initialize your NAS and use multimedia setup. So Multimedia Console will be installed. We also recommend installing media streaming add-on, which this app allows you to stream your device media into Chromecast and other services. Also, I recommend our QCinema 28 application. I'll go through that towards the end. great application that not a lot of users are aware about, but I love this application. But let's start with Multimedia Console. So again, before I go to Multimedia Console, multimedia streaming doesn't do much. It does just, you just install the application. It's just you just install the application. It does allow you to do Chromecast streaming. It does allow you to do DLNA streaming. It will search for your devices on your network to where it's going to stream. But there's nothing you don't have to do, or you don't have to change any settings here. Just install the application, basically. That is it. So going back here, Multimedia Console opens this application. You can go through our introduction here. But here, this is where it just gives you overview of what's going on with your multimedia, how many photos, videos, and musics you have. And then you can also do content management as well. This is where all the applications are available, and what you can actually control what they can see and what they cannot see. For QuMagie, you can control. I have given access to all my Multimedia Console because I want to do AI for everything. You can also do Photostation. You can also select content where my photos are stored. Video station, where you can select where the videos are stored. Just again, where everything is stored, you can control that here using Multimedia Console. Instead of going through each application, I was going to that setting. This just consolidated all those settings into a single page. Q search, again searching for your data, DLNA services. I just give them access to everything, so my TV can access all of my data, and they can play back as well. Indexing is where it's going to index your data, right? So when you search for something, it's actually searching much faster, as well as it will create thumbnails as well. So what this allows you to do is when you look up any videos or photos, right? So you see a small preview of that. That's called thumbnail. So that QNAP it doesn't come automatically on your computer. Apple operating system, Windows operating system, they all create thumbnails. And similar to that, QNAP has this feature as well. So we'll create that small thumbnail that you can create, that you can do. So this is where a lot of users, when you initially set up your NAS, this is a process that takes a while because it goes through all your photos, create thumbnails for that photos. So again, this is a very intensive application. It does take a few days, especially when you have priority as low. It will take a few days to go through them. If you have like me, over 100,000 photos, almost 900,000. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. So just let them continue. It's only one-time thing, and then once you upload photos, it will automatically create thumbnails for newly downloaded videos, photos, and your background track is you're gonna see a pop-up every time you upload something from your phone or from your computer. It will see creating thumbnails or generating thumbnails, something like that, and that's how you're gonna see. Thumbnail generation, again, this is specifically for thumbnail generation. You can ask QNAP to remove all thumbnails. You can ask them to regenerate it for you. You can also do it on a schedule basis. So if you have a NAS that is used for other purposes, if you have virtual machines running on it, like me, I use them from home now. I have ICC services. I have virtual machines running on it. I do from a backup. I do a lot of services on my QNAP NAS. So I don't want unnecessary services running during my production time. When I'm working, I want my ICC services to run without any interruption. My VMs, if I'm running some VMs, I don't want to interrupt those. So I can run it as a schedule basis. I can ask QNAP to do it every day at 12 in the morning when no one is running my NAS. So it will only use services, and also it can also specify end time as well. So run from 12 to 3. If you have a lot of pictures that you upload at a bunch at the same time, or you have a new NAS and you want to set it up, or you're setting it up, you can actually ask the QNAP to do thumbnail generations during those few hours, and it will stop after those hours. So when you're back in the morning, everything is running smoothly. You can also do large thumbnail generations. If you want to have a high quality thumbnails, you can also control that here. For high resolution, as I mentioned, if you have a 4K TV, or when you look up a QMedia application on a 4K TV, you're going to be seeing large icon for those movie files, or for video files, or photo files. If you create a small thumbnail, it's gonna expand that thumbnail into that large 4K TV, and it's not gonna look that good. So you can now have the option to create larger thumbnail files. It's gonna use up space on your computer. It's not gonna be that much, but it's gonna use up space. Right now, I have the thumbnail space is used about 131 megabytes. Because I'm using a high quality image file. And you can also exclude some thumbnails if you don't want thumbnails for certain audio files or video files. You can ask them to just ignore those files, and it will ignore those thumbnail creation. transcoding is where you can QNAP will do transcoding for you. So if you're playing back a file and it's doing live transcoding, it's going to show up here that the QNAP is transcoding right here. I'm sorry, on the fly transcoding, it's going to show up who's transcoding and what file is being transcoded to. That's called on the fly. So on the fly is basically when you're trying to play back a file and you change the resolution to a smaller quality. That's where QNAP will, while playing back, it's going to converting that video from 4K or 1080p to a smaller resolution. That's called on the fly. But we do have something called background transcoding, where in the settings you can add a whole folder of, if you have a bunch of movie files that you have or TV shows, you can ask, let's say, add TV shows, and you can ask the QNAP to just transcode them all to a lower resolution or to different. You can actually select multiple resolutions. Now remember, when you select multiple resolutions to do background transcoding, it's going to actually duplicate files. So you're going to have, let's say my original TV show is at 1080p, and you selected, let's say, 720p and 360p. QNAP will create another file for 720p, another file for 360p. So you're going to have 3 copies of the same data. What this allows you to do, if you don't have a powerful NAS, if you have a smaller NAS that is not capable of doing online transcoding or while you play back. Another way to put it is when you purchase a new NAS and you're trying to do transcoding and you see a lot of buffering, that's because the QNAP is not able to handle it. And also in the resource monitor, you're gonna see a pop-up message saying that your CPU is packed up or your RAM is packed up. Is basically maybe a QNAP is not able to handle because you need a powerful CPU to do transcoding. So this feature was for those users where you can ask the QNAP to do a transcoding to, let's say, 360p or 720p, and it will have 2 different copies. So when you select 720p, instead of doing live transcoding, it already has a converted video, and it'll play back that particular copy of that video instead of doing live transcoding. So you select those formats and you select apply, and QNAP will start doing transcoding automatically directly from your QNAP NAS.
You'll see the progress.
Automatically, and you'll see your progress. It will take a few days to finish. Once you've done that, you at least have a copy of your files in a lower resolution, so you can play back that file. And the overview, okay, going back to settings, you can ask the QNAP to do how much CPU usage you want to give them to do transcoding. You can do GPU management if you have. You can actually QNAP if you have a QNAP with PCI slot. You can install a GPU card, and then you can do GPU transcoding into that as well. So, and then you can also do subtitle as well when doing transcoding. So you have different options for that. Not much, but you have some control over transcoding as well. Multimedia application, again, what applications are installed and enabled, and what permissions you have given them, just basically what permissions you have, which users can access those applications. So you can control them right here as well. And an AI engine is basically your facial recognition, object recognition. This is, again, QuMagie is the last application we're going to be going through. This gives you information about, like, if it's doing facial recognition right now, it's doing object recognition, how much has it done, and how much is finished. Okay, so that's just AI engine that is available on Multimedia Console as well. So that's Multimedia Console. And then before we go through the last option, I want to show up something called Cinema 28. Cinema 28 is great for people who have home automation. So again, this allows you to do is this consolidates all your streaming device into one single application. So on this NAS, I have a Bluetooth speaker. So if you're not aware, QNAP actually has a feature where if you connect a Bluetooth receiver into the USB port, it can actually stream Bluetooth. It can actually stream media or audio specifically into that Bluetooth speaker from your NAS. Not a lot of people are aware about this feature, but yes, if you connect a Bluetooth receiver onto the USB port, you can actually connect your a Bluetooth speaker, a Bluetooth soundbar. If you have a soundbar with Bluetooth capabilities, you can just stream stream audio directly to that Bluetooth. So your Bluetooth information will be showing up right here. If you have an HDMI monitor that you connected to the TV and you want to play back something from your NAS into that HDMI, it was also going to show up here, and all your Chromecast devices will be showing up right here as well. So again, if you're aware about home automation, it's something similar that QNAP has provided. So go to media list right here, and you can actually stream video directly from your Google Drive or OneDrive as well. So all you have to do is install hybrid mount, and then just connect your Google services right here, mount management, and you can connect your Google services right here. And once you connect, you can actually stream directly from your OneDrive or Google Drive as well. But for this particular demo, I'm just going to use my NAS. You're going to see all your data from your NAS. You can go to multimedia, you can go to music, and let's say if I want to play back a particular file or a particular music into that Bluetooth speaker, I can just drag and drop here, and it's going to start sending that data into that Bluetooth speaker. So if you listen to it, it's actually starting playing back the video onto that Bluetooth speaker. So if you have a smart TV, you can drag and drop them, and you can control how the volume of it as well. To start playing back the video as well. I can pause it right here. I can stop playback right here. But this is happening through my NAS into my Bluetooth speaker. This is this is just charging for, right? But it's actually this is through Bluetooth, so I can still play back still playing back, no speaker, no wires connected, straight through Bluetooth. I have a small Bluetooth receiver. I just bought it from Best Buy. It's Insignia. It's Insignia brand, which is the Best Buy owned brand. What cost me $14. Just connect it to my USB port and start playing back that file. So again, yeah, and if you have a soundbar, again, a lot of soundbars have the speaker, and this is all my music file that I can start playing back directly from my QNAP NAS into my Bluetooth speaker. I can also do this on my Chromecast. If you have a video file that you want to play back video files directly from a multimedia, something like a TV show I want to play back, I can just drag and drop it into that, and it will start playing back onto my Chromecast device. I can start playback, I can stop playback, I can pause it, I can stop it, I can do a lot of things I want to do here directly to my Chromecast device. I can stop it right here. If you have something connected to the HDMI port, you have a TV connected to the HDMI port, I don't have anything connected, but I can drag and drop here, and it will start playing back. Again, nothing connector right here, so it's not going to play back anything, but it's going to play back something. Now, before I close this application, I want to talk about how to connect Bluetooth speakers. So to connect a Bluetooth speaker, you have to make sure you put your Bluetooth in pairing mode, and then just click on search right here, and it's automatically pair that. So there's no pairing, there's no complicated pairing process. Just put your speaker into pairing mode and just search right here into Bluetooth, and it will pair and it will show up right here as a Bluetooth device, and it will start playing back the file. Okay, super easy again. So that's Cinema 28. Again, not a lot of use. It's a very simple application. Again, it's just to control where, and you can also do. We can actually play back a file right here, and I can just I can play back a video onto my Chromecast TV. So it's playing back a Chromecast TV file, and I can go back to my multimedia folder under music, and I can go into my music and can play back music directly from that. So while Chromecast is playing on another room, I'm playing back another song into my Bluetooth speaker. Again, that's a great feature that QNAP provides. With Cinema 28, you can play back different media into different rooms. So if you have multiple rooms and you want to broadcast music into different rooms, you can just set up. You can just use Cinema 28 and just broadcast. If you have multiple Chromecasts, you will see multiple Chromecasts right here. Just drag and drop what you want to play back to those Chromecasts, and we'll start playing back through those Chromecast devices. Again, the great home automation application that not a lot of people are aware about.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, Deval. All right. So I know it's been we're at the home stretch, folks. I know that's been a whole lot of information, but again, a question that keeps popping up is when will this video be available? Yes, it will. We should have it available on our YouTube channel in the next 24, 36, 48 hours. But we're also going to send a follow-up to all of you with the YouTube link that will tell you when the video is available. We'll send a follow-up in the next couple of days, and we'll have all the information that we covered today. So without further ado, we're getting into part 4, which is our last section of our workshop, and we're going to talk about QuMagie, which is our AI-powered photo management app. And I will take over from here. And where are we at here? Sorry, 1 second. All right, so again, QuMagie is not a default app that you would see when you initiate your NAS. So you would need to download it from your App Center. So once you do so, I already have it downloaded, so we'll get it from here. So QuMagie, it's our pretty interesting app. Again, it's AI powered. It's a little more intense than our regular Photostation app. So, but they're linked together. So just kind of give you the same kind of interface here on the right. This is where you would upload. This is where you would set up your upload from all of your files. This section is actually pretty cool. I'll get into the management app, but since we have this icon here, speaking of AI, if you want to look for, say you have photos on your PC and you want to upload them and categorize them. Say you have you have photos of this such person on your NAS. Let me show you something here. So if you click, say you find a photo, you have some photos that you want to upload.
This is maybe my baby. So yeah, right here I have. So let's first cancel here. Just show them. So let's go to tagging right here. Go to albums. Yeah, I'll get back
to that. So first we'll get into the AI part of it. So when you upload your photos, everything gets it starts tagging people by facial recognition. It tags you by face. I have here. I've tagged my friends and family by their names here. But initially, when you upload your photos, it'll show who is this. So one way to kind of merge and synchronize all of these photos, if you click on, I already have, as I mentioned, I already have folks categorized here. I'm gonna click on this photo. This is my dad here. So if you click on who is this, photos of him, well, you click on the photo, it'll ask you who is this person. If you want to synchronize, we want to categorize all of them, all the photos together. So I'm going to click on dad, and as you notice, that photo disappears, and it's now in the dad folder. So you can do so by each person here. If you have a bunch of, sometimes it'll recognize the same person in a couple of photos. So this comes into in this type of scenario. Sometimes you have folks, they've changed a little, or photos lighter or darker. Sometimes it'll think it's two different people. It'll use this. Here's where you can synchronize all of that. So beyond facial recognition, it also recognizes things here. So as you can see here, we have just random photos uploaded. It picked up animals. It'll pick everything up here by animal, different types of animals. We also have, we got the baby. So as you can see, it gets into pretty detailed about what it picks up here. Picks up random flowers here. So it picked up my dog in animals, and it also picked it up in dogs, but it also picks it up in Maltese. It's actually a Shih Tzu, but it gets pretty elaborate, like maple tree. It picked up a maple tree. So it's not just tree, but a maple tree. So it's pretty it's pretty in depth.
It's pretty in depth. So you have different categories, right? It may pick up same photos in different categories, but you'd have the ability to search. Now, if you want to search something from maple tree, and you've taken a lot of maple tree pictures, right. Yeah, I'm not sure if you do take pictures of nature. So this comes really handy, right? So you can say I want to search for all my pictures I've taken for my plants. So I can search for plant, and it will bring up all my plant pictures, maple tree pictures. I can take pictures of my baby, it will search for all my baby pictures, and also all the baby pictures as well. So this category gives you very detailed information about what it searched. For food, it will search all the pictures for your food. So if you're looking for something specific, and just this also available, like on Google Photos, I think it's available, where it does similar object recognition. So this is similar to that. Again. And this, again, is a free application available on your QNAP NAS. You're not paying for anything extra if you use this feature. This is a free feature that's available It just uses your QNAP's CPU processing power to do AR recognition, and it creates categories almost automatically into your QNAP NAS. And it does, again,
it gets pretty intense too. Like also, you can also pick it up by location. So locations, I mean, it'll tell you where, where each location is at.
Yeah, you can also click on the small icon right there, and will also show up in their
it'll show up by map
as well.
Yeah.
So you can also search for, so if you travel a lot and you want to search for pictures, and you want to search for pictures from, let's say, see all my pictures. I have some pictures from Europe. I have some pictures from Hawaii, all the way to from New York, from almost all around the world. Yeah. So I can just search. I can just click on the map. I can just go to that location and search for that, and it just brings up all the pictures from my Europe trip. I'll bring a picture from my Vegas trip. I will bring up pictures from my New York trip, just using that. Or you can just go back to that small, the other icon right here, and it will just look at the what location you're looking for, and it will just just look up that particular picture, right?
Yeah, it breaks every location down by folder. So pretty cool features. You can look by map or you can look by folder. And also recently imported
events.
Events as well. Yeah.
It tries to recognize events. So if you have, the way event works is that, let's say you're at a concert and you take like almost, I think there's no limit. I think it's 5 to 10 photos that you've taken, and more than that, as soon as you start taking more pictures of that location, it's going to tag that location. It thinks of there's an event going on, and it will create an event tag, and it will put all the pictures. So this is a great example. I think Eric was at a Dodger game, and he's taking about 12 photos in that Dodger game, so it will create an event for that particular location or Dodger game, and you can now look at that, and you can look at the event. So if you're looking at a particular event, like concerts, or if you go to a lot of concerts, or you go to a lot of places or a lot of events, an event section is a great tagging feature for you, where you can look up those events, and this is all done automatically. I haven't created any kind of events, or I haven't created any kind of tags. This is all done automatically. And another great feature is
similar pictures of similar photos. So I'm guilty of this. I've noticed most of these double photos are probably my photos. So what QuMagie does, it recognizes your duplicates. So if you got a bunch of double photos, you wanna eliminate them, you just click on all the doubles, and you could delete them, and it'll take them out of your photo collection here.
And it also saves space, right? It'll delete some of your NAS, so now you have an empty space for that particular photo. It's the same as that photo that I've taken, so you can now delete them as well if you like to from your NAS. So again, similar photo. This was a lot of features there was a feature request available for this particular feature. We now have them on your QNAP NAS. So this is a similar feature. Just it will just look at install QuMagie, let them run that, and then we'll start uploading that information. Go back in the albums. And then, so those, if you have taken burst pictures, time lapse, 360 photos, like panoramic photos, it will all be categorized right here. Live photos will be by its category. So it gives you a lot of categories that you can select onto the QNAP.
Right. So as you can see, it's pretty elaborate, pretty awesome, and very, very in depth. You can also, let's see, so we have albums here. We have the different categories. You can also create folders, just like you did on QPhoto. If you upload it from your mobile applications, you can also, if you have the QuMagie mobile app, you take a picture on your phone, it'll automatically upload to your NAS and do all the categorizing automatically as well. And you can also share your folders, share your photos as well.
Now go to albums and go to pictures, and then people. So I have two pictures, two categories, and myself, which is the ball right here, and my baby right there. So now a great feature that QNAP added in a recent update was photo search. Now, people search, where you can actually, QNAP can now look at your photos and look at how many people are in that particular picture, and it will recognize you have. Let's look at the demo. So upload the photo. Yeah, so people search is now available. It's actually also available in the Photostation as well. You don't need QuMagie. Actually, need QuMagie installed, but you don't need to open QuMagie. If you're using Photostation a lot, that's your primary photo recognizing app, you can use that. So now it searches. There are two people in here, like myself and my baby. So you can select one of them and then hit search. QNAP will look at we'll look at all your photos and we'll say, oh, this is the wall. And so right here, so you can just click on that and it will show up all my photos for myself. So if you're looking for a person specifically that is already in your NAS, you can do people search for that particular photos or from that particular photo, and it will search all that. It will search how many people are in that photo, and then will give you. So similar for my baby as well. So if you upload them and select my baby.
Computer's a little slow.
It's a laptop.
Yeah.
And then now it will search now, which is my baby, and then if you look at that, it will show up all the pictures for my little girl, and then that's how easy it is now to do people search. Now, these features are available in the high-end applications like Google Photos and stuff like that, but with QNAP NAS, these are all free-to-use applications that you have available. Now, today that I talked about, except for the transcoding for H.265, everything is available at no cost to you. So there's no subscription required. All these features that I'm talking about, all these great AI features, as well as all these station applications, streaming applications, your organization applications are all available free of cost. Just so great QNAP. So again, QNAP helps you do a lot of things, right? It helps you to back up your photos, make sure you have multiple copies of your backup, achieve 3-to-1 backup strategy. Because QNAP has your data already, why not use the QNAP NAS to do some kind of AI recognition? So that's just why QuMagie was released to give it the ability to create events or tag pictures based off like faces. So you can create multiple people. Your whole family is in there. So you can now start recognizing photos. You can search based off your family if you wanted to. Locations again, that's a great feature, right? Basically, when you travel a lot, so you want to search from like all my photos from Edinburgh. So you can go into QuMagie, look at Edinburgh, and it will give you photos from all the pictures I've taken in Edinburgh, Scotland. Again, that's a great feature that QNAP has. And then that we conclude today's workshop for at least presentation part, and we'll open up for
any questions.
Questions. We do have a lot of questions that we're gonna start with. So so there was a question about, again, we talked about Chromecast device, right? You can use Cinema 28 or you can use Photostation, Video Station to stream through Chromecast. The next question was, will replay this workshop? Yes. We get a link as well as on the YouTube channel. For high quality audio, what is the best connection for best quality? So for high quality audio, even for FLAC audio files, it doesn't use that much bandwidth. So a gigabit, if you're talking about local network, gigabit network, or even a 100 megabit network, if you have an older connection, older router that doesn't do gigabit, your audio files shouldn't use that much bandwidth. It's a very low bandwidth, very low usage bandwidth. So, but if you talk about video files, yes, then you talk about high bandwidth usage. But again, streaming, if you're able to play back Netflix, Amazon videos, those actually don't use high bandwidth, right? Those are all compressed files that are actually streaming across. So it doesn't use that much bandwidth. A gigabit network should be more than enough for streaming videos or playing back videos across your network. That should be fine. You don't need 10 gigabit or 2.5 gigabit network for now. As and when you have new 8K more, then you may require higher quality, higher bandwidth requirement. So again, next question is, you should have a copy of video. Okay. Is there a mobile application available for Cinema 28? As of yet, there's no mobile application available for Cinema 28. It's a on NAS application, so you need to open up a browser to go to App Center and install the application, and you have to use the NAS to open the application. So as of yet, there's no available application for Cinema 28. But again, all Cinema 28 can do is just gives you a one single location to stream your videos. But if you have mobile, you can always use Photostation, Music Station, Photostation, right? They can all do same things you can do on the QNAP NAS. So they can, for Bluetooth, you just connect your headphones on your phone and just open up QMusic and then just start playing back, and it'll play back to your music files. But if you have through your Bluetooth phones. But if you want to stream through Chromecast, just open up Video Station, just select your network media player and just stream that. You don't need Cinema 28 on your phone do. Cinema 28 on the NAS is a great. It's just another application that gives you, it consolidates everything. It's got a home automation, right? So just single application to stream through different places. So
is there a maximum number of devices Cinema 28 can send to?
It depends upon your network media player. Oh, sorry, your network itself. So we haven't. There's no limit, but again, limitation would be quickly reached when you have a lot of streaming going on through different places. So if you're streaming through Chromecast, a lot of streaming players, it's gonna start using the bandwidth, right? Your internet connection would at that would be the point of limitation at that point. But there's no limitation on the Cinema 28.
How can I tell QuMagie to ignore a face so that it does not by default show up if in the person folder with who is this?
That's a great question. I don't think there's a feature that's available right now, but I can look into that and see if I can submit a feature request for you guys to have that particular feature as well. Another feature that's not available is another question that I had was if it doesn't identify properly an object, like let's say for example, lasagna is identified as a pizza. Can you change that? For now, we don't have a feature that allows you to change that, but we are working on it. So there's a feature request already submitted for this particular feature to correct the recognition. It may be available in future updates.
Awesome. So we got we'll do another couple minutes of questions. You can unmute yourself, or we'd love to hear your voice, or you can chat, and we'll get your questions answered. Then again, if any questions pop up after the workshop, if you have any questions for us that sometimes we don't think of it now, but we'll think about it later. You can email us at usasales@qnap.com, and we'll get your questions answered as well. So we welcome you to shoot us an email for any type of product or feature questions. We'll get that answered for you. But that'll help, right? Please post email.
Actually, was one more update I want to provide to you regarding QuMagie. There is a question about deleting a person. The latest update actually did provide that. So there was an update released recently that did provide this particular feature. So if you go, do you have screen sharing installed? Let me. Yeah. So if you go to QuMagie, and then so this is specifically for user who had a question about who's this, and you want to ignore that person to be showing up. So if you go to people,
okay,
and then scroll down, let's say select one of the who's this non-recognized person. Check the box on top left, yeah, and then select the delete icon on the top right corner, and we'll delete that particular person from that, and it won't show up again and it will ignore that. So
you have random people, like say like for them, this gentleman attended one of our partner events in Mexico, but he was just an attendee. I'm not sure who he is, so you can just
you can just delete them and won't show up. Yeah, a lot of random people will show up, especially when you take a lot of pictures, a lot of users. Then yeah, it will show up as, and you want to make sure you only have friends and families in there, right? Random person.
Like this one, this is a little blurry picture. This is another random person, so we can do a little.
You can select multiple people as well and delete them together. So
this one came out of plate and looks like a face.
Yeah.
So that's a feature. All right. So again, we'll open it up for another minute or so if you don't have any questions, and for now, you're welcome to call it a day. And again, we welcome you to send us any questions later. I put the email address at usasales@qnap.com. So any questions pop up later, you can go ahead and email us. We're gonna send a follow-up in the next few days with the video recording of today. So be on the lookout for that, and be on the lookout for our upcoming webinar schedule. We'll be having workshop. We'll be having a workshop every month. We also have our webinars as well, but be on the lookout for that. We'll keep you posted on upcoming workshops. But if we don't have any more questions, we'll go ahead and let you get back to your day. Again, thank you all for joining us. We greatly appreciate it, and we hope today's information was informative and helpful. Till next time, I guess we'll sign off from here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.